Oh, crash out Wednesday, crash out. It's been a crash out week. We got the ladies of NXT running amok. Bloodline drama continues. Rhea Ripley just going haywire. And we witnessed a few attempted murders and a potential kidnapping, all in the past 72 hours. Welcome to Sports4U Wrestling Episode 5, Crash Out Edition. I'm Trail. That's my guy, John. We're going to go over what's been going on from Monday Night Raw, NXT, especially NXT, Crown Jewel preview, and AJ Styles and Samantha Irvin addressed a few Crash Out fans over the past week on things that's been going on with them, even though it was none of their business and they didn't have to, but they explained their way anyway. John, how's it going, man? What's going on with you, my guy?
I'm feeling good, brother. I'm doing good, doing good on this Wednesday night. Glad to be here. Glad to have our boy back in the building as well. So I'll let Trell introduce him. Y'all
Representing BS Beer Media, the one and only, the OG Jay Smoke in the building. Jay Smoke, what up, bro?
Whoa, what's up? What's up? I thought I was gonna miss it tonight, fellas, but I'm glad to be here with y'all talking sports.
Oh man, nah, he wasn't gonna miss a thing, man. We were just setting up, getting ready, going over the Yankees Dodgers game because his Dodgers are playing my Yankees, and man, we about to blow this game. We ain't careful, but that's a different topic for another show. Um, Jay,
Okay.
how's your week been in as far as wrestling fan, man? Because there's a lot of stuff we about to cover today.
Um, it's been as a wrestling fan, it's been lovely. Like it's just ever since the bloodline stuff started steamrolling and AEW started picking up more, it's just been excellent. So I mean, I haven't seen a bad week in wrestling yet.
Well,
You know,
unless you watch TBS, but that's a
well,
different story for a different day.
yeah.
Um,
Hey, yo,
um, hey. All right, so kicking off our crash out episode, we go jump into Monday Night Raw and the Bloodline sock. Well, this is not really a crash out, but it's a very entertaining storyline that you know us when the Bloodline's involved. No offense, John. When the Bloodline's involved, we can't ignore it.
mm-hmm.
So Jay comes out, you know, back to the city, no longer Intercontinental Champion. He calls out his brother because he needs to get a few things straight off his chest. So Jimmy comes out. He pretty much tells Jimmy what I've been saying is like, all right, I'm gonna do you this solid, but the difference is we ain't no one sidekicks. We the Usos. We the day ones. We the ones. So they head to the back. They cool. Sammy comes up. Sammy gives him that motivational Martin Luther King speech to Jay. Tell him that they're the reasons why you left. You your own man. Blah blah blah. Jay hit him with the one line that if you got family, because there's a difference between blood and there's a difference between homies. He pretty much told Sammy, as a homie, you ain't family. I mean, the look on Sammy's face is like, dog, you ain't gotta do me like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been close like brothers, right? So what y'all think about that, man? Like, Jay was right, but was it kind of messed up when he said that? Jay, what you think?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna look at it from Jay's side. Sam is not blood, and that's basically what he said. You're not blood, so you won't understand. Because I done had some squabbles and stuff with my brothers, on some personal stuff, and some other people that had some outside stuff to say about it. You ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna understand. It
Mm-hmm.
don't matter if you was there more. you're not gonna understand. It's blood thicker than water. There you go.
Mhm.
And Sammy was hurt. You could tell he was hurt by it, but he understood. That's why they caught him at. I feel like it was kind of like WWE being messy, catching him talking to Solo. But I don't know if you're gonna say that later. But I'm gonna leave that for later.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that after I hear what John's take on that little backstage segment with Sammy and the Usos.
Mhm.
Yeah, way I feel about it is, they are saying family. They are choosing family. They are making this about family. They're not trying to put this, okay, no more, no more this person involved, no more that person. It's all about us right now, and that's why I think Jimmy was trying to get his point across about we all we got. We can't trust Sammy. I mean, Sammy was cool, but and like Jay was saying, when you was gone, Sammy was the only one that was there. So
Hmm.
I can understand there's probably still a little hostility there because of how with Jimmy and Sammy, and but when Jay was giving Sammy the third degree, it was Jimmy who was the one that was cool with him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, forgot about that. Yep, sure was.
It's like it all fluctuates back and forth. Like 1 minute, one Uso didn't like Sammy, next minute the other Uso don't like Sammy. And now after that, Jimmy was like, you know what? I got you, little brother. Let me go talk to Sammy because he felt the tension. He's like, let me smooth things over. Maybe Sammy will understand. He goes outside and he's talking to Solo. Now I brought this up to John this morning. I don't know if you remember, Jay. If you rewind about a year or so ago, when Sammy was in the Bloodline, those times where Roman takes his leave of absence, and it's usually just the Uso, Sammy, and Solo. Solo had a match, and he was like, I need to do this on my own. And he looked at Sammy. He was like, if I ever need help, I'm a holler at you.
Hmm.
Now, fast forward, Solo was hollering at Sammy in the parking lot. Jimmy was looking. Jay say, "Hey, you talk to Sammy?" He say, "Hey, look over there." And Jimmy was like, "Hey, see, I told you, dude ain't family." So now that's their little drama there, because now for what Sammy's questioning Jay about what's going on with Jimmy and Roman, now they looking at Sammy like, "Oh, that's how it is." So now, somehow, some way, Sammy's gonna be involved in all of this, and I don't know if he's gonna be part of this storyline as far as war games go, but he's gonna be the focal point on that. So, Jay, what you think, man? Like, you think just Sammy was just hearing them out, or maybe Solo is pretty much coming to collect that promise that he made like over a year and a half ago?
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I remember that segment well, and I also remember him telling his brothers to stay behind and take. He took Sammy down to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Like he chose Sammy over his brothers, and
Multiple
Sammy and him were a little bit more cooler. I don't know what happened, but they were a little bit more cooler than both the Usos. So it could be a way to inject him into the storyline, which I'm gonna hate because I'm just like I love Sammy, but I'm tired of Sammy. It need
Right,
to stay a bloodline thing. Um,
right.
but yeah, man, I think Solo tried to collect on his promise. Sammy, Sammy hearing him out, but Sammy is true on his beliefs. So he's not
Mhm.
gonna he's not gonna backstab Jay.
Right, right. And he's always been, like you said, cool with Solo, and ever since the whole thing of Roman, he's always gonna be against Roman. John, you think Sammy was being a hoe, or he's just, we just reading into this a little bit too much?
Oh man, I have a hard time believing Sammy's gonna betray Jay. He always seemed to be Jay's biggest fan. And but seeing him talk to Solo was real. I mean, it was real. Like Smoke said it was real messy, but seeing him, but I have a hard time believing that he's going to betray him like that. That's just not. I just have a hard time seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if Triple H want to push the envelope and do some swerves like that, I mean, to Jay's point, when he said he don't know what happened between him and Solo, I tell you exactly what happened. It was just business. Solo is the muscle for Roman Reigns. He's the equalizer. He's the when shit needs to get done, you don't ask questions, you just get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So when when he left the bloodline, anything that happened to Sammy at the hands of Solo was just by the orders of Roman Reigns. The Usos were the ones that, when after that Royal Rumble, they say, no, he got to go. So Solo can easily be like, hey, none of that was personal. I was following orders. Now I'm the tribal chief now. Like, you have my back, and now you're more than welcome to, acknowledge me as the tribal chief because I don't like Roman, neither do you. So, you know, that that's going to be interesting in the weeks to come, um, especially after now it puts Crown Jewel in perspective because Sammy might be there. He's allowed over there in that country now, so
And
he's
he's a
gonna
main
come in.
focal. He's been a
Yeah,
main focus of Crown Jewel ever since.
yep. He's that constant variable in this bloodline saga, and once you think he's out of it, he's gonna be that constant again,
Right.
and that's pretty interesting because it's all gonna lead to him somehow being in war games. I don't know what side he's gonna be on. I'm assuming he's gonna be on Roman's side eventually, but I would not be surprised if either he doesn't get involved because it could be at the end of the day, he could be hearing both sides. It's like, you know what? I'm not dealing with it.
Right.
Y'all figure it out. Which, to me and Jay's plea, hopefully that's the case because I've been saying this. You can ask John. It needs to be bloodline business.
Yes.
It
Mm-hmm.
needs to be family, like true family squabble.
But I could also see it going another way too. I could also see, Sammy hearing both sides out, and then him and Jay talking, and him and Jimmy talking, and they do that little weird, little crazy ass dap, and they all cool again, and then
Mm-hmm.
the bloodline takes Sammy out.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah,
gives them more fuel, and then they gotta do something that they normally wouldn't do, go outside of WWE and find a family member. So I mean, I'm hoping, but yeah, it's zero chance that's gonna happen.
yeah. So pretty much do to him what they did to Jay to make Jay like come to his senses real quick instead of dragging it out. So I
Yeah.
I can see that. John, what you think?
Yeah, they gonna drag this out. Obviously, I'm gonna be intrigued about what happens tomorrow night. I'm in Friday night on SmackDown because obviously it was a double taping, so a lot of people. I've done my best and I've avoided any spoiler
Me too.
about this. So
Yeah, me too.
I've heard, but I was in the spaces yesterday. Shout out to Black Wrestling, and I was listening to them talk about. I'm one of the guys who was hosting it was actually at the SmackDown in Brooklyn this past Friday, and he said what happened Monday will all make sense once you see what happens on Friday. So I'm
Mm,
interested to see how this all plays out because the only thing we have the image of is Jay helping, is costing the Bloodline the tag titles. Him and Jimmy reuniting, and Roman got that look like, dang, now what do I got to do? I mean, well, I'm now being forced to maybe have to be at the side with this dude again. And then we saw what happened Monday with the Bloodline attacking the Usos, and then Sammy talking to Solo and everything. And it's just the Bloodline story will never ever get tired until until they feel like it's tired. But I'm just intrigued to see what's going to happen tomorrow. What's going to happen Friday night? Because we now know that the match is happening in Saudi, but who is going to be competing for the bloodline in Saudi? But we'll see what happens Friday. But can't get too much. Can't have too much of the bloodline.
Yeah, that is true. All right, so I'm gonna leave that alone for another week. Now, this feud is something has piqued my interest, and it was the top epitome of crash out, if I may say so. The whole thing between Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think this was going to be this good so far. The guys can't stay away from each other. Every time you turn around, they're fighting in the backstage area. Either last week or the week before that, almost every segment they were in, the other dude was attacking each other. I was dying of laughter on that. So Seth comes out, the most serious Seth has ever been in a long time. He calls out Bronson Reed, saying, let's go. I'm ready to fight. Bronson Reed's like, hey man, listen, I already promised Adam Pearce I'm not gonna fight on the inside. But ain't no one said anything about the parking lot. So he's like, I'm standing right here. And Rollins thought about it. He's like, all right, say less. So he head to the back. I'm thinking it's gonna be one of those old school segments where someone's standing out in the parking lot, calls somebody out, and then when the person goes back there like a dumbass, there's no one there, and they get jumped from behind or something. So
that wasn't it.
Rollins had his way back there, and he's standing right there outside, ain't going anywhere, beating up security guards like a kindergarten teacher in kindergarten, tossing these kids out of on the floor, and they go at it. I mean, the fight outside was awesome. I mean, he was hitting Bronson Reed with the semi truck door, and as you can see by the thumbnail that's right behind John, I've seen the most coolest, coldest stomp. I mean, dude, Joe very people said there was a hood ornament because he stumped it right into the hood.
That's exactly what he did.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, that's the most innovative one I've seen. And the funny part for me, hey, Larry, come start the steadies. Yeah, I said it. And so Rollins is talking shit to the camera, and you can see Bruce Reed in the back, like Godzilla, just stand back up, tossing more security guards, and Seth Rollins had that look like, shit. And pretty much he winds up getting his ass whooped. I mean, this has been the most entertaining feud so far outside of the bloodline, and it's fun to watch. I mean, he pretty much put Seth Rollins through, I don't know what that was when he jumped off the truck, like a bed of boxes or something.
I think it was
tables.
It was tables.
Tables. Okay. So he put him through tables, and dude got up from there, and Rollins just laying there, like pretty much hurt. So I mean, Jay, what do you? Are you like me? Do you think like this is like the most entertaining feud we've seen? Like, what you think about that?
I think that this is one of the most entertaining feuds that we have seen in a while. Yes, I agree with you, and only because it's bringing that old Rollins back. And I don't know about y'all, but it's been cool. The guy like figure he wanted to be and all that other crap. Sing his song, but I like old Rollins. I like straight to the point. Do whatever he can to get to the top. Seth Rollins, the real Seth freaking Rollins, and honestly, Bronson Reed was the perfect person to put him with because, I mean, the man jumped off of a ledge onto Braun Strowman and went through a car roof. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. So You can't put him. He literally destroyed all the big men in his weight class. Let's say, and who else you gonna put him with?
Yeah,
So I'm interested to see how this is gonna come about at it's Crown Jewel, right? They doing that Crown Jewel, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see it, and it probably be a match stealer, like the match of the night,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you gotta take out Bronson Reed, man. Like I said, he didn't got up, like you said, he got up from going through a table. He basically put himself through a table. The man got up from jumping through a car roof. The man got up from what else he jumped from? I forgot what it was, but he got up every single time, like, and walked away like nothing happened. Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's like the fact that they're putting him in a feud with Seth Rollins means they really are booking Bronson Reed like they're behind him. They want him to be the one of the top monster heels going forward, and who better than put him with a man that's beating a beast. He's taken down the King of Kings at WrestleMania. He's slayed the unstoppable beast at WrestleMania.
That's a
So
question mark on that.
I mean,
That's a
well,
question
no,
mark on it.
he did beat Brock Lesnar straight up at WrestleMania when it was the first match of the night.
Yes, they did. WrestleMania 35 when he won when he
35.
came off winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, yeah. That was the
Oh,
first.
so they did have
Yeah,
a
because
yeah.
Brock was like, if I don't go on last, I'm gonna get this out the way. I'm going
We're not talking
home.
about,
So
we're not
they're
talking
like,
about
all
the match
right,
of the century, Smoke. We're talking when they won.
yeah,
God damn, sure did. He sure did beat Brock Lesnar.
yep. So who better than Seth Rollins? So I like this feud a lot. They're pushing Bronson Reed. I don't know if whenever they're gonna. I'm assuming sooner or later he's gonna get a championship around his waist. I don't think it's gonna be. It could be the World Heavyweight Championship one day. Because right now both Raw titles are held by heels. So
Yeah.
unless they plan on flipping Braun Breaker, I don't see Bronson Reed winning any titles anytime soon. I see him just destroying people.
I hate to
So
say it, Brian Breaker is at that level to where like that Stone Cold, that The Rock level to where like he is a heel, but he's a face at the same time.
yeah,
At
yeah,
a young age. That's
yeah,
freaking amazing.
yeah. Because I can, unless he the way if Bronson Reed is gonna win a title, it's gonna have to be off of Braun Breaker to push Braun Breaker up to World Heavyweight Championship
Yep.
um, event status. What you think, John?
Yeah, because Bronson Reed, what he's been doing, and look, we could have, and obviously a lot of this was stunted because of obviously his wife. He gave birth. His wife had a baby. This was supposed to happen back in Australia at Elimination Chamber. He was going to challenge Seth for the world title had Seth not got injured in that match with Jinder Mahal, and so obviously now there's no title at stake because we knew obviously we wasn't going to see Bronson Reed going into WrestleMania as a champion. It would just been put him in the main event in his home country. But the work that they've been doing from taking 6 tsunamis, curb stomps,
Oh Lord.
Death Valley drivers, it's just been it's the classic David versus Goliath matchup in WWE. And but this David is one who has slayed Goliaths
Yeah,
in the past. And
that's true. That's true. John, you still
Also,
there? Oh, I guess he froze. Go ahead, John.
my bad. But I was about to say, we forget Bronson Reed was the Triple H guy.
Yep.
Before he left,
mm-hmm.
Triple H was high on him. He won the North American Championship. He was supposed to get this big old push when he got to the
Yep.
main roster, but he left. So it's not. It don't come as a surprise that Bronson Reed is taking off as the way he is.
Yeah, I mean you got Dusty's kid feuded with Triple H's kid, so to speak. So
Yep.
it's awesome to see that as the years go by, the roster is now being full of Dusty's kids being the generals, and now you got Triple H's kids, moving up in the ranks and becoming that main attraction. All the while, you got Shawn Michaels' kids coming
Woo.
in and putting the locker rooms on notice. So it's definitely a beautiful thing in the neighborhood, so to speak, in the world of WWE, because the talent pool that's coming in and the people that are graduating going to the main roster, it's like they're about to have a deep roster that they haven't had since the latter part of the Attitude Era and the beginning stage of the Ruthless Aggression Era, when you had everybody a stacked roster on both Raw and SmackDown. Um, Moving on, I don't know if this is the crash out, but huh? Oh, all right. Well, the next one is
Say again, Trey?
no, I'm saying the felonies. There've been a lot of felonies going on Raw. And what I mean by that is, how the Final Testament, Miz has been trying to avoid the White Six ever since Uncle Howdy put the mandible claw on a Sterling, not Sterling, but what's that guy's name?
Paul
Ellender. Paul Ellender.
Yeah, Paul Ellering.
Paul
Ever since then, Miz has been spooked. He wants nothing to do with the Wyatts. He's been trying to get out of the agreement with the Final Testament. They're like, no, you're going to go find Bo Dallas. You're going to go find the White Six. So his plan was, all right, let me talk the truth, because, in his mind, truth's the dumbass. So he goes, talk the truth. And man, I say this, me and John said this before, we don't keep saying it, protect our truth at all times. Because he went to our truth asking for help. They did their signature handshake, and pretty much our truth hit him with the old Rick James, what is the 5-finger state of the face. Slapped the shit out of him. Is like, hey, good luck with the Wyatts. Y'all gonna die. That shit had me dying, and he pretty much runs up to Pete Dunne, like, hey, Butch, where's Pete? And just kept on. I'm like, this dude.
That was freaking hilarious.
That shit was funny. And then later on, hey John, you remember who was in that segment when Miz opened up the bus?
Yeah, it was Dexter Loomis.
No, the segment, like, cause now I remember the New Day. The New Day was having the argument because
the New Day was actually naming.
Xavier Woods.
Yeah, they didn't even heard from Bo Dallas and Woods, and Kofi was like, we ain't talked to Bo Dallas in years.
Yeah, and so Xavier Woods had pretty much cost them the match earlier in the night. So they're out there, arguing and stuff. And I look to the right over Kofi's shoulder. Miz is heading to the bus. He opens the door. You see Dexter Loomis looking like the Predator just standing there. And I swear to God, dude, I was laughing so hard because next thing you know, he drags him in the bus. it was like, they just kidnapped this dude. So ain't no telling what's going to happen to the Miz. All this is going on while the New Day are arguing. And I said this earlier in our group chat, I think yesterday, these off-camera backstage segments they be having in the middle of a segment, it's the coolest thing ever because it's like it keeps you engaged in the storyline while they're talking about something else. So Jay, I mean, how did you feel about the Miz, walking right into, the devil's den and pretty much got snatched up in his own bus.
Hey, you reap what you sow. Like y'all say, protect all truth at all costs. That's my guy. So everything Miz getting, he deserved. But to add to your point, man, WWE, like they've been doing this for a while now. I don't know who idea it was, but keep on doing it, please, because I tune in mainly for like the backstage segments because you
Yep.
always see something, whether it's Lily's doll sitting on the crates, whether it's a mysterious figure listening to what somebody has to say. Man, WWE is doing an awesome storytelling job. They make sure that they put all these storylines in, and there's not
Mm-hmm.
like a weak point to it. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, that it's awesome because it like people sometimes miss it and they go back and rewind it. Or I'm looking at this and now I'm so used to it. I'm looking in the background, like what's going on?
Right.
Who's that person talking to that person? Why are they talking? Like what's going on here? While a current storyline is also happening at the same time. So it's like they keep you engaged instead of these cheap, watered down bathroom breaks. They keep you engaged with having multiple things going on at once. And they've been doing it for a while, but since Triple H took over, it's really been intensified to the point that you can't help not to notice that
Right. And then it's
stuff is
on
going
all
on.
three brands.
Yeah, exactly. John, would you think about you know the kidnapping, so to speak, of one Mike the Miz Mizanin?
It's irony that the one who kidnapped them is Dexter Loomis.
Oh yeah.
You think about it,
Yeah,
irony that the
the
one who kidnapped them
storyline
is
they
Dexter
had.
Loomis.
Yep,
And
yep.
think about it when happened when Dexter Loomis came back to WWE and the storyline where the Miz paid him off to kidnap him for publicity. Now the Karmas came back to haunt because obviously remember they had that ladder match for all the money, and then Bronson Reed got involved, and then the Miz got his money back, and he owed Bronson Reed a huge cut of it, and now Dexter Loomis is with the Wyatt Six, and the chickens just came home to roost, as they say. And he's standing right at that door when Miz opens that bus, and he's the one pulling him in for as a hostage. And and that bus driver, I guess, obviously drove away with the Miz captive on his own tour bus.
Yeah, that I was like, oh shit! Like at first I thought it was Uncle Howdy, but then I looked again. I'm like, oh no, that's definitely Loomis. So yeah, I actually forgot about that feud that they had. So yeah, that's another Triple H, full circle 360 booking because when something happens, you don't think about it until when it gets explained. Like, oh yeah, it happened so and so at this time, and the irony of it is it's the same guy that literally kidnapped them for real. So I like how, like, I like his way of thinking because that's something Vince never did when it came to long term booking is tying up loose ends from way
Yes.
back when,
Uh-huh.
rehashing stories that we thought are dead and buried, and they bring it back for a different reason. So yeah, you're right, John. That one was I forgot about that.
Let's
Like,
not forget, Dexter Loomis went missing after that. So it
yeah,
could tie to the reason why he became in the
yeah,
Y6.
yeah.
So
He did
it's
at the
it's
hands of
fire
Bronson
long
Reed.
term
Yeah,
storyteller.
yeah. He went missing at the hands of Bronson Reed. He disappeared. I'm like, where's Dexter Loomis? And this is why he was lost, and he got found by Bo Dallas. After Bray's untimely passing, he got found by Bo Dallas, and they're like, you know what? we gonna do this. So it's good to see that, Dexter is still being Dexter, but with a white twist, so to speak.
I
So
agree.
speaking of something twisted, Rhea Bloody Ripley has state claimed that she is still not done with Liv Morgan and the Judgment Day, despite many people's pleas that I've seen on social media of this storyline being over. I'm telling you now, I said this before. She may say that she's still going out to Liv, but they're gonna have that match with Raquel Rodriguez at some point because now you're involving another person in this match, in this drama, and pretty much tonight, Rhea Ripley was on a warpath and literally took out most of the Judgment Day by herself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jay, can Rhea be stopped? You think she's ever gonna get back that championship? And if you do, when exactly will she get that gold back? Cause it look like she's on the rampage of destruction right now.
Yeah, she's on a rampage of destruction, and I love the fact they just having her keep going at it. Like I'm gonna just be real with you. People might get tired of it, but it goes back to what we were just talking about. Long term storybooking. She put Raquel Rodriguez out, quote unquote, put Raquel out, for
Mm-hmm.
some time.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I've been waiting since Rhea Ripley got healthy for them two to actually go at it because those two powerhouses will put on a hell of a match.
Yep.
Yes, they have.
And man, once you get through Raquel, and I don't know how it's gonna play out for us the Money in the Bank situation
Hmm.
because I still believe that Tiffany is gonna cash in on I believe she's gonna cash in on what's her name?
Nia.
Not Naya, but Triple H might throw a cross in there. It would be nice to get that title off of Liv that way and have Rhea be done with the Judgment Day, which don't see it in the foreseeable future, but that's the best way to do it in my opinion. So I would say probably Rhea get her title back Royal Rumble.
Okay. Well, I actually got a theory on that, but I'm gonna wait till so I can get John's thoughts on it because I actually got a theory on Rio's future, but I think I'm gonna hold off and bring that up later when we go over NXT because the stuff that happened on NXT will pretty much be the reason why I have my theory. John, what you think about Rhea Ripley's rampage on Monday Night Raw?
Phenomenal. She's a powerhouse. She's literally she's the woman anti-hero. She's the anti-hero for ladies. What's up, Christy? Um, she's out there just
Oh, Christy.
whoever comes in her sight. She don't care, man or woman. You're gonna get this work when you're dealing with Rhea Bloody Ripley. You're gonna be put in a prison lock. You're gonna get a rip tie. You're gonna get these hands. I don't care who you are. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Dom Mysterio, Carlito, J.D. McDonough, and your bobblehead. You're gonna get this.
You ain't gotta do that, John. You ain't gotta talk about a man's bobblehead.
It
Pause.
was too easy, man. Yeah, it was too easy. She's literally gonna get this work no matter what, and she never forgets. And when
Nope.
she holds a grudge, oh my lord, she holds a grudge.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of grudges, that's a perfect segue into Crash Out City that happened last night on NXT because there was a lot of crash out and fights going on there. And I'll start with Rizzo. Now remember fellas, last week I was like, I'm gonna withhold any accusations on Nikita Lyons' involvement on the attack on Rizzo when she helped out. Supposedly, somebody helped out, Obafemi, because I know Obafemi is not gonna put hands on a woman.
Mhm.
So it looks like we found out who it was because Kalani was like, I want my rematch with Fallon Henley. Nikita was like, well, you lost, back of the line. So they had a match, and mid-match, Rizzo comes out. Me and shout out to John for saying this earlier because it's a stone cold fact. When a female comes out and she takes off some earrings, somebody
Ooh, somebody about to get it.
somebody
Somebody
get
about to get that
somebody
work.
about to get in that ass, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
So she took off the earrings, that distracted Nikita. Nikita got beat by Kalani, so Kalani's going on to get that rematch. Rizzo wasted no time. She starts jumping Nikita. Kalani was like, whoa, sis, what you doing? Like, that's not how we roll. She was like, she's the one that attacked me. Oh, she was like, word? Oh, go get that bitch there. And she literally
Yes.
She was
launched
like,
her
go,
through the ring on top of her. I was like, damn, that shit was fire.
That shit was fire.
What'd you think?
she was
What'd you
like,
think
kick
about
her
that,
out. I
Jay?
was
Because
like,
that spot where she's like, go get her there, and she literally, it looked like she grabbed her and threw her right through the ring in a perfect spot, and they just started fighting. What you think about that, Jay? That shit was awesome.
Man, shout out to NXT, man. That was fire. I already knew it was, I said it last week, man. Rizzo was attacked by Nikhil. I see, this fraction happening, but I'm gonna let the time tell. But man, Rizzo gave it exactly what she was supposed to do, man. That
Mm-hmm.
what they've been making her, that mafia hothead. Lord,
Mm-hmm.
if I needed anybody to handle some business, it was Rizzo. And I think her and Nakia, this is a perfect way to get Nakia back into the lineup, man.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, you still got Obafemi going after the Don. So it's about to be fire. I just love the storytelling that's going on.
Yeah, man. Speaking of the Don, I think Overthink is done. I think he's pretty much at this point, based off the rumors I heard, and I think it might take place after Crown Jewel. That Overthink is definitely Raw bound. He's main roster ready. So I think he's done with that, and I think the Don has bigger fish to fry when he gets to Philly. If you know what I'm saying. Um, John,
Yeah.
what you think about our girl Nikita and little sis Rizzo? Pretty much telling us what we already knew.
mhm.
She was the one.
Oh, I was loving it because I was loving her. She was great. I'm glad she was going to get that work, man. Like I said, Rizzo came out there. She had the knee brace, had on the ones, but she had that look, that mafia stare, gave her the mafia stare down like any person in the family would. And she was like, and when she started unhooking them earrings, I was like, oh no, it's about to go down. And when
Shout out to Kevin Hart.
Nikita got caught sleeping, took that L from Kalani, and then next thing you know, once Kalani got up, Rizzo found her spot and she pounced. She did just like a mobster. She found her. She found the prey and and went and made her hit. And Kaylani was
Mm.
like, no, trying to be the good girl and be the peacemaker. It was like, no, she attacked me. And Kaylani was like, wait a minute. They think all the stuff she dealing with fatal influence. No, go kick her, go give her these hands, go give her that work, and pretty much launched her into a. I never seen a woman, nobody get through into a suicide dive. She literally like, and I think it helps also because Rizzo was an All-American high jumper in college. That it was picture perfect. So she knew exactly that she was the right person for that spot. It just it just all played out perfect. And she put it got Nikita on the run. So Rizzo ready to step in the Lions did because the family don't run from nobody.
Mm, that is true. The family got a lot of stuff to take care of in the weeks to come. Um, Speaking of family, so to speak, my favorite spot of this, I think I found one of my new favorites of NXT outside of Stephanie Vacour by the name of Zarya. Um, Zarya had her debut match last night on NXT. You know, she did her business. I mean, she gives the most beautiful F5 that's ever been done by a female. Pretty much that's the only time I've ever seen a female do an F5 in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So she does the F5, then she gets the win, and before she can celebrate, you got Fatal Influence, Jasmine Nix, Jesse Jane, Fallon Henry coming down to the stands, trying to ruin her moment just like she ruined theirs. And before they can get into that, Roxanne Perez, Corey J come out. They're like, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I also want to join you guys in welcoming the newbie to the roster. Kalani pulls up. I'm like, oh, there goes Kalani. They're like, 5-on-2. That's cool. And then here comes my girls, Stephanie Valkyrie and Julia. They come out. They make the save. They're staying in the ring. Roxanne was like, 5-on-4. I still like our odds. And then the siren hit that I was not expecting. And
At
shout out to
all.
Shawn Michaels for duping us again.
At all.
Jordan Grace, fresh off her Bound for Glory loss in Detroit, caught the red out of Florida and pulls up to be the fifth member of this team. And fellas, all hell broke loose. And pretty much everyone had their assignments because later on in the back, they're going over it and they're like, Stephanie said, I want Roxanne. Julia wants Cora J, Zarya, and Jordan Grace. They want the other two members of Fatal Influence, and Kalani Jordan wants Fallon Henry. Jay, I mean, this is a stacked roster in the women's NXT division, and Jordan Grace is not even an official member of the roster yet. What did you think of that segment, man? Because those women got that.
Like you said, honestly, my surprise of the night was Jordan Grace.
Mm-hmm.
That when Big Mama Pump music hit, I was like, man, it's finally about to happen. She's finally about to be part of WWE a little bit more full time. And bruh, I don't know if you remember, we talked about it once before. But I said Stephanie was gonna go with Cora, but it's playing out a little bit different, obviously because who pinned Roxanne Perez.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I'm so tweaked out for this match, man, because there's so many different styles, and I kind of want to see more from this Viking spirit, whatever she is, because honestly, like you said, she gives me Brock Lesnar vibes. When I seen her finishing move that F5, I was just like, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do it with Beth. They didn't do it with Beth Phoenix. They didn't
Mm-mm.
do it with China. They didn't
Mm-mm.
do it with no other powerhouse female. So I'm tweaking to see how they do Miss what is Varquez
Valcour, Stephanie Valcour. Yeah.
Varquez. Yeah, I'm just interested to see how they're gonna book her because it seems like she's gonna be shot to the top too.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be the one. I was telling John this before. It was either her or Julia was gonna be the one to take um, Roxanne
Rox-
out at deadline, but I didn't know who it was because both of them had a legitimate gripe. So now that was pretty much solved when Julia said she wanted Cora Jade. So
Mhm.
this pretty much gives Stephanie Valcour the green light, to go after her alone, and then I guess down the line they can have that match or whatever when that time comes.
Mhm.
But the whole Jordan Grace and Zarya teaming up, it's like, holy hell. Like, I don't think Fatal Influence know what they got themselves into because you got literally two juggernauts, no pun intended, but about to put hands on them. I mean, like, John, what you think, man? Because this, like, Philly's gonna turn up next week.
Whoo, boy. This is like we was talking, like we said earlier. If NXT still had war games, this has war games written all over it. This is like Survivors. It's like one of those Dream Team Survivor Series matches that we used to see when back in the 90s, man. But oh boy, we ain't seen it with the women though, because we only seen with the women. We always seen Raw versus SmackDown, and now we've seen the women competing in war games. But man, a match like this, it's gonna tear the house down. Philly, I hope Philly's ready for what's about to happen. These powerhouses, these superstars, these athletes are gonna come ready to play next Wednesday night, I should say. Next Wednesday night when we head to the ECW arena. And I cannot wait to see it, man. And Jordan Grace, like me and Trell was like, again, Shawn Michaels kept it on the low. Nothing leaked out. No dirt sheet had it. I mean, obviously she had a great run as the TNA champion, obviously world champ, and obviously bigs up to Masha Slamovich. Good luck for her on this journey because she's now got the torch now. But now this makes Jordan Grace a little more available because technically, look, when you're the champ, she had to be obligated to the home team at first. But now that she don't have the strap anymore, you can see a lot with Jordan Grace over the next few months going into the end of this year and into the Royal Rumble. I can't wait. She is going to wreck shop because the gloves are going to be off now that she ain't got no gold around her waist.
Yeah.
Yep. This be a third Royal Rumble appearance too.
Yeah, and thanks to the TNA partnership, she can still ride that partnership until her contract expires, and she's automatically gonna be that free agent that's gonna be the first one to get signed by WWE. So it's like she's already gonna be working before she even officially gets paid by WWE. So this is like pretty much a transition from her coming from TNA to WWE. And depending on how long this partnership is, we still might see Jordan Grace pop up in TNA every now and then once she become an official member of the WWE family, because that's what speculation is when her contract's up in the new year, she's heading straight to Triple H. So and everything that's been done has been done legally, no tampering, no nothing. So it's like, I can't wait to see that. So while the girls are going over their assignments, Rhea Ripley pulls up. Why? I do not know. Still don't know why she was there, but yeah, she pulled up, said hello to her fellow Aussie, met the girls, praised them, told them, go kick some ass, go rip the bloody heads off, and she leaves, or so we thought, because later on, while Robert Stone and Homegirl was still bickering over who's going to be Ava's top assistant, the referees blow right past them and pretty much spots Rhea Ripley lying in a pool of her own blood outside of her car as Roxanne Rodriguez and Liv Morgan walked away with steel bats. It was actually John. It was actually bats. It wasn't pipes. They were actual steel bats. So her face is a mess, which turns out, due to WWE reports, she suffered an orbital fracture, and the Dodgers just scored, by the way. I hate them. She suffers an orbital fracture, and is going to be out for quite some time. So my theory is, if this is true, WWE can play this multiple ways. You can keep her out until Survivor Series, and she could be, if there's a women's War Games match that includes Liv and Raquel, whatever team's on the other side, she can come in and fill that role or be captain or whatever. Or they can play this up to where she's out until the Royal Rumble, which I think that's a long shot, given that it's just an orbital fracture. It doesn't take that long to heal. So I'm probably gonna go with because she can wind up winning the Royal Rumble anyway and go on to face Liv Morgan at WrestleMania, and that way she'll get her championship back, or whoever's champion at the time if Tiffany actually cashes in.
Right.
But they can hold her out until Survivor Series and she makes a return. Jay, what you think about one, the attack of Rhea Ripley, and two, how long do you think she's gonna be out?
Far as the time frame her being out, orbital fracture, it doesn't take that long. Um, if she want to spend some time with her husband, who I think is still off camera in WWE, I mean in AEW, they might want to spend a little time together, a little bit more time together, and do husband and wife things since everything
Right.
kind of was rushed. Um, so it would be a perfect time, and that then you could leave her as the surprise entrant for the Royal Rumble and winning the whole thing. Um, but like you said, I think that's a long shot. I think Survivor Series would be the best option because I see Raquel and Liv just going on and just wreaking havoc. And to show you how they're gonna be in War Games, they threw shots at the women's tag team champions when they did their interview on Raw. I can't remember if it was this week or last week.
No, but it was this past week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Right. So I feel like it's gonna be Team Bianca Jade versus Team Liv in Raquel.
Yeah. I mean, me and John kind of talked about it before. It's like how women's war games was going to set up, and we did mention that the tag team champions, if they're not defending that match on that pay-per-view, they could very well be in that match, or they might not be champions, or they might lose but still be in that match.
I was saving that for the crown. I was going to say that, but I know we're saving that for the crown jewel talk.
Right. So they may not be champions coming out of Crown Jewel, but they still might be in the match. So, and then you can start planting that seed while having that War Games match. You can start planting that seed with Bianca and Jade a little bit, start giving each other a little side-eye attitude. You know how black women are. They can't get along for a long time if their life depending on it. But I see Rita coming back at War Games if they do decide to do a War Game, because you're right, Jay, because she did live in Raquel. They did stepped up to Bianca and Jade, so because she wants all the gold. So you never know. We honestly don't know, and that's the cool part because we don't know.
Hell, they might even take the titles from Bianca and Jade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Maybe.
we'll give our talk about that in a minute. Don't.
Yeah, maybe. That possibly could be. All right, so that pretty much concludes the crash out portion of the show. Crown Jewel is coming up this Saturday, and PSA announcement: we will not have a watch along that day because my guy John got prior commitments to do, so we will not have Crown Jewel at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I will be at the comforts of my own home, possibly raining outside, but nice and warm watching this pay-per-view.
Make sure you're following Sports4U Wrestling on X at S4U Wrestling. Montreal will be live tweeting during Crown Jewel with some of the best wrestling analysis match to match. So you want to he'll be engaging throughout the night, throughout the day. He'll have some commentary throughout the day on.
Since it's early, I won't be drinking, so I'll definitely be on the job. So I'm just gonna go over this match card on Crown Jewel. I don't have the order, but I'm just gonna go with it, since we were fresh off the topic of Liv Morgan,
Uh-huh.
we got Liv Morgan and Nia Jax battling for the women's crown jewel match. Now, this could actually mess up my entire Rhea Ripley theory because Rhea Ripley could actually, orbital fracture and all, could pull up to Saudi and cost Liv Morgan the championship. And Nia, being Queen Nia that she won the King of the Ring, the Queen of the Ring in Saudi. So to have her win the Crown Jewel Championship in Saudi, it will be a big milestone for her. So with that being said, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to pick Nia Jax to win because with everything going on with Liv, I do not, for some reason, see her beating Nia Jax at all. So I'm gonna pick Nia. Jay, what you think?
Okay. Look, I got a little idea. And before I get into the analysis of the match, how about we do a pool from Crown Jewel? We can start at the next pay per view. Kind of like how the NFL does it. See who could get
Mm-hmm.
the matches right, match results right, all the way up until WrestleMania. And we could
What
put
you
a little
got?
something in the pot to, you know what I'm saying. We could talk about it all camera, but put something in the pot for the person that has the most predictions. And I'll get
Okay.
with Dell and see if he's down for it too.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, because
But
I'll be on with y'all tomorrow, so we can definitely run that by them on that pool for sure.
okay, cool. And then shoot, if the fans want to jump along, jump in, they could jump in too.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as that match, I would say like Nia, they trying to build Nia up because she hasn't had that like real push, and I'm hoping they continue to do that with her winning over Liv Morgan. But the reason why I don't see it as her winning over Liv Morgan, one because of the issue with Rhea Ripley. You still got to have her strong, you know, and you have Tiffany, who's kind of feeling like an afterthought after the Poison Pixie
Mm,
has kind of took her spot.
true.
So I can see Tiffy turning on Nia, costing her the match,
Mm.
and then she tries to cash in and fail because of the Poison Pixie.
Okay. So pretty
Mm.
much, Rhea doesn't even show up, so it can still play to my theory of her showing up later for War Games, and pretty much Candice LeRae, Raquel Rodriguez, and everybody else pretty much plays a fact, and Tiffany Stratton play a factor in this match by themselves without Rhea Ripley. I can see that. I can
Yeah.
see that. But and Nia Jax has been beaten before, so for me, it literally had to be something Raquel did. She would have to somehow, some way get Nia Jax up for a Tahana bomb in order for me to believe that Liv's actually going to get that pin
Well, top
because
rope. You know her squash. You know, catch her at
uh-huh.
that. You know,
Or
Raquel come in the ring, do the one on. I call it
yeah,
the one on free throw, and that
yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way because even though Naomi beat her, you
uh-huh.
can't tell me that little Liv Morgan, little Liv, is gonna beat this woman like head up. It definitely is gonna take Raquel Rodriguez, the Poison Pixie if she's there, and another mess up by Tiffany Stratton to cause Nia this match. Because
And
I
let's not
think,
forget, they got the Poison Pixie don't come along.
yeah,
She got
yeah,
damn, she been on TV so long I forgot her name.
Indy.
Indy
Indy
Hartwell.
Hartwell, yeah. So I mean, it's a Nia cannot take no more L's. she's been taking some L's lately. So I think booking wise, you would have Nia win because it would look better for Liv to lose with everything that's going on,
Mhm.
as opposed to Nia losing because, like I said, Nia's taking so many L's. Liv can actually take this L and bounce back because right now she really doesn't have a challenger. So when Nia's done with Liv, I think you got Naomi waiting in the wings for her. So Nia cannot take this L before she meets Naomi.
Right.
So
Right.
if I'm booking this, Liv has to lose, but it can't be a squash. It has to be a whole lot of interference still to make her lose because they're gonna have Liv looking strong, pretty much playing Tom and Jerry.
Right.
Um,
Mhm.
John, what you think about what's gonna happen in this match? I mean, does just Liv even have a chance?
Yeah, as long as Raquel's in her corner, she does. But I think this is going to be obviously a game of cat and mouse. It's going to be a game of mind games. It's going to be a lot of mind games, a lot of poking the bear. But with these two, Liv's going to have some moments where she looks like the ultimate underdog. But Nia's going to look like the dominant powerhouse she's became since she's been back in WWE. And obviously, we got the element of Tiffany Stratton in there. You know, you got Candice LeRae. You have obviously could Rhea Ripley pull up. You still got the element of Dom Mysterio still being involved somehow. Um, I think Nia wins. I want to see it. I I can see a cash in a betrayal by Tiffy Time, but I want to. But something tells me I have another theory is if it doesn't happen there, if Nia is somehow a part of War Games, it happens there.
Mm.
Hmm, a cash in
Mm.
at War Games.
I don't know how she gets involved in War Games because I think War Games is going to be involving Raw unless you have the tag team champions somehow involved in this. So I don't know how I don't know, but that's just a theory I've thought about today.
If if for Tiffany to be involved in War Games, we already know Liv's gonna be involved.
Mm-hmm.
Um, does Nia be involved in War Games, or is it gonna be one of those? She's actually for legit gonna cash in on Liv because I think she's gonna cash in on. I think we're looking at a future women's champion in Tiffany Stratton on the simple fact of the long term booking of whenever Charlotte Flair comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think because that's been the rumor mill as far as potential WrestleMania matches is Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton.
Right.
Pretty much the present versus the future for the WWE Women's Championship. Um, I'm still gonna hold out that, but then again, she could win the World Heavyweight Championship and Charlotte Flair could go to Raw. But with Andrade on SmackDown, I don't think so. So
Yeah.
Right.
When she was drafted the Smack, when she was still drafted the SmackDown, in spite of her injury.
that is true. That is true. So yeah, she should. But then again, even though she's drafted, you still got these superstars crossing brands anyway. So
True.
she can still come over to Raw and be like, "Hey, Tiff," and start, a thing there. But I think she's gonna stay with the WWE Championship. But in order for it to be a War Games, somehow Nia Jax needs to be in War Games.
Yeah, that's how I was thinking. I'm just like I was trying to figure out how do we get her in War Games. That's the only
I
thing
mean,
I'm trying.
Unless
technically, she doesn't have to be in it. She could be in another match at
Well,
Survivor
my
Series.
theory was her being in War Games, not being at War Games, because just overall the
well,
chaos. And both of them
I
are
can
somehow
see it happening.
them both they're both on a team together for War Games. Maybe they on a team with PCF or something with PCF or the tag team champions. And Blake trying to just struck out the ending. We're going to the ninth. Um, I I want to see it, but I'm gonna go with Nia. I still think there's a possibility we see a cash in Saturday afternoon. But I'm gonna wait out and think they want to do it on the mainland. Because if Nia wins, like we all predicting her to win the Crown Jewel Championship, wouldn't her getting cashed in kind of be like a dark cloud over it?
I mean, does it put a dark cloud over Seth Rollins winning over Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns?
Well, the heights of the century, no. I mean, because I would say this, Smoke. It was like that when the heights of the century happened, it was in the middle of a match and he just made it into a triple threat. Brock had dominated Roman most of that night. And Roman had, fought his, butt off to still be in the match. But if Nia, as we all expect, beats Liv Morgan and you have Lillian Garcia or Alicia Taylor or announcing her as the women's crown jewel champion, and then all of a sudden she's celebrating with Candice and Indy and Tiffy, and then Tiffy just out of nowhere blindsides all three of them with the Money in the Bank briefcase and decides to cash in and hit that PME. Wouldn't that be kind of an overshadow of everything of this accomplishment for Nia? I'm just wondering. My official
No, because I actually don't think that's going to happen. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think Tiffany can take out all three women at the same time.
Right. Just
and the fact that she's trying to blindside Nia. It's still Nia Jax. So I think Nia's pretty much going to win. They're going to have her give her that moment. And I think whenever Tiffy does cash in, it's going to be when Nia's completely out. I don't think she's going to attack her because we all know she can't take her. So it's going to be one of those. And I still don't think she's going to be in War Games because the simple fact of you're not going to have the WWE Women's Champion and the WWE Women's World Champion on the same team.
Right.
And she's not going to be on the other side because she's definitely going to be the odd woman out. And she's going to be overshadowed by Rhea Ripley, who is the female face of that company. So she's definitely going to be the odd woman out. And we don't want that for, our champion. So if anything, she's probably going to be in a match at Survivor Series, or she might have a match on the go home show because sometimes not every match doesn't make the PLE, so they put it on the go home show to for the ratings and keep fans engaged. So Nia Jax might defend that title on the SmackDown, and Tiffany Stratton might cash in on SmackDown before Survivor Series.
I can see that because I'm assuming that SmackDown that Friday night will be in Vancouver as well. So
exactly.
So I can see that.
Well, if that's the case, if you can see that, then if we're talking about War Games, Tiffy could go into War Games as the champion, and Nia could wind up being okay. Let's put what she has done before. Let's put our differences to the side. Go to Liv Morgan, go to Raquel Rodriguez, and I got business I want to take care of too. Y'all need another member. Y'all missing one person.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way I see her joining Liv is when she's not champion.
Right, and then you have Bianca, Jade, Tiffy, and I would say Naomi, just because they call it the big three, and Rhea Ripley. Wait, it's 5, right?
Yeah,
that's
okay.
5.
Yeah,
it could be 4. To be honest with you, for the women, it could be 4.
War Games match usually is 4 sometimes. Like I go back to the first women's War Games match. It was Damage Control with Rhea Ripley. Because you had Bayley, EO. It was Bayley, EO, Dakota, and you had Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley. against Bianca, Becky, Alexa, Asuka, and Michin. And that was the first year was 5, but last year it was 4 because it was Damage Control. It was Io, Bailey, Dakota, and Asuka versus Charlotte, Becky, Shotzi, and Charlotte. So it could go either way. It can go either way. The first year was 5 women. Last year was 4. So flip a coin.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Our next match is interesting one here. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. So we all speculated. Everyone's waiting on the impending Randy Orton heel turn that's going to happen eventually. But we got a little derailment with Kevin Owens turning heel first. So we had Kevin Owens jump Randy Orton in the parking lot. Once again, off camera booking has been phenomenal. With especially Kevin Owens leaving video vlogs on social media about his reasonings or whatever before he even tries to speak on TV. So Randy Orton's out for blood, so we might get a little bit of the seeds planted for a Randy Orton heel turn on this match with Kevin Owens because it's going to be a banger.
I got a theory. I think Cody and Gunther are opening up the card.
Okay.
Well,
I think Cody and Gunther open up the card, and I'll get to that, and I'll explain that after we talk about this match.
Okay.
all right. Well, so I got Kevin Owens winning this one. I think Randy Orton for now takes that L. Kevin Owens now showing his true colors, and he's going to do what he can to get this win and pursue Cody Rhodes next, which could be at Saturday Night Main Event. Unless it's at Survivor Series, because Cody Rhodes is not going to be in War Games, so Kevin Owens might get his match at Survivor Series for the WWE Championship again. So that's what I got. I got Kevin Owens win this one. Jay, who you got?
I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. I see KO winning this one because he got to show that vindictiveness, that Kevin Owens that don't give a damn about nobody but himself. And honestly, I was with that Kevin Owens. And he just brutally beat down. I don't even see it becoming like a clear 1, 2, 3 in this one. I think he just beat the living hell out of Randy Orton because Orton. I've seen some people say Orton has gotten soft in his old age, and that's what's gonna eventually lead to Orton being like, man, forget this. Let me listen to these voices again instead of those voices out there. But yeah, I see KO taking it and just going overboard.
Yeah, John, what you think?
I got KO winning, but I think it's going to be by disqualification. This is my theory. Cody and Gunther are going to open the night. And I'm just getting it out now before we talk about the match. I got Gunther beating Cody to become the Crown Jewel champion. And these two matches are going to intertwine with each other because I think somehow Kevin Owens is going to screw Cody.
Yep.
Fast forward to later on that night, keep them separated from that night. A lot of stuff that I agree with Smoke was saying, Kevin Owens is going to try to beat the living hell out of Randy and do so. Randy's still going to have those vintage Orton moments to get ready for the RKO. But I think Cody's going to come in somehow and get to Kevin Owens, getting Randy disqualified, getting KO the victory. And that sets up now, a lot of people were wondering, do we get Cody and a Cody Randy feud, and Randy goes back to being that vindictive Viper that Smoke was hitting on.
Yeah, but I think Cody still got to get his get back on Kevin Owens first.
I know, but I know that, but this is what, and I'm saying, he's gonna screw Randy in the process just so he can get the KO, and I think the KO and the KO and Cody match is probably gonna happen on Saturday Night Main Event. I think somehow Randy, I think Randy and KO might run it back at Survivor Series with a special stipulation or something.
Right, but if you do that, then that's going to get Orton's attention, and Cody Rhodes can't fight Kevin Owens and Orton at the same time.
Well,
so
true, but we know
Randy. So he has to go after one first, and then
unless they do a triple threat.
No, he's going only after KO, but in the midst of that, it's going to piss Randy off because Randy going to be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" The same way he tell the KO,
and you know Orton's going to strike, so it's like then that's going to put Cody in a bad situation as WWE champion because now you got to worry about Cody. Nah, you got to worry about Kevin Owens jumping you again, and now you got to worry about a Viper coming after you as well. That's what I'm saying. Like booking wise, it's like a 2-on-1 without actually being a 2-on-1 in the ring. It's like now you got two guys pissed off. So it's like if you try to set that tone now you're definitely going to expect a Randy Orton heel turn, and it wouldn't make sense to have a Randy Orton heel turn now if we currently have KO who just turned heel.
My thing is this also, but here's my thing though, right there. I think somehow, even though he screws Randy, Cody somehow they make peace about it, but Randy ain't gonna forget. And then he strikes us, and he's like, "Okay, cool. I know what it's like to be a hothead," and he'll let it slide, but only to show up at Saturday Night Main Event and set up Cody versus Randy at the Royal Rumble.
I agree with Kevin Owens screwing over Cody, but Dudley Do Right, he's not going to return the favor that night. He's going to wait till he's going to wait till SmackDown and want to confront.
You know the last time I heard the show Dudley Do Right?
I'm just saying he's going to wait till SmackDown to confront Cody to confront Kevin Owens. He's not.
Okay.
I don't see him coming down later to accidentally screw over Randy Orton.
Okay.
I think he's gonna get screwed over by Kevin Owens. Gunther's gonna win, and then that'll be that. And then Cody shows up SmackDown, wants his revenge, wants Kevin Owens, blah blah blah. And then whatever happens with Randy Orton, we see how that play out. But for him to do monkey see, monkey do, I don't see Cody doing that because it's Cody. But I do agree that I would not be surprised if that match opens.
Yeah.
But it could be one of those where the feud itself is not that big. I can see Orton and Kevin Owens opening the show.
Yes.
And then Kevin Owens can still come out at the end and still screw Cody Rhodes over. So that way, you ain't got to worry about Cody retaliating the same night because it's probably going to be the main event or close to it or second to last of the main event because of the bloodline situation. So it's probably going to be second to last. And then Cody Rhodes can show up on SmackDown. So I would have Orton and KO open.
Yes.
KO can eat a loss from Randy where Owens wins or lose. He can either beat Randy or take an L of Randy and then show up later on that night and still screw Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then from there, you wait to SmackDown to see the fallout from that. Because I don't see Cody Rhodes getting even if he goes on first. I honestly don't see him going on first.
Yeah, I don't see that match going on
first. It's
a
Crown Jewel Championship, so I really don't see him going out there first.
I see the women going on first before the men,
Yeah,
just because it's Crown Jewel and it's Saudi. But
yeah.
to 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 go further with your point of Randy can wind up winning this, yeah, Randy can wind up. Let's just hypothetically say Randy does win it. Um, it's a brawl or whatever. You could still set it up as for as Cody coming out, KO going screw Cody in the main event or the second main event or whatever it's called, and the following the following Friday night, KO could be cutting a promo. Cody come down, them two get into it. Randy come down trying to break it up, um, and Cody accidentally hit Randy.
Okay.
Same thing as KO. Cody accidentally hit Randy. Randy RK out of nowhere, both of them, and then that sets up the triple threat going into main event.
I can see that because then later on, Randy can get his one-on-one match at a later date and time.
Yep.
Well, the one-on-one match to me is Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be.
I don't
It
think
could
you
be.
can't go. I don't think you go into because obviously I just think that match can't goes past Royal Rumble, especially with a certain final boss lurking periodically. That match
Right,
got
and then you still got John Cena making his
His rounds.
final run, and Orton has been rumored to be one of his opponents um, at WrestleMania. So yeah, it has to be the Royal Rumble. The triple threat happens. Cody pins KO. Randy's like, I still want my shot. He can go heel at this point, or it could just be one of those because Randy Orton is another guy that can be like a tweener, a chaotic neutral type of person that he ain't got to be a heel to be Randy Orton.
Right.
So that's gonna be interesting to see down the line. Speaking of what we were talking about earlier about tag team championships, Jada Park, not Jada Parker, excuse me, I still got her in my mind. Thank you.
My baby.
Jay,
My baby.
Jay Cargill, Bianca Belair defends against Damage Control, Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, and the NXT upstarts that will make their main roster debut eventually. Last Legend and Miss Shikari Jackson. Miss Jackson, you know the rest. The fact, first of all, to all the Twitter people, y'all can shut up about not having black people on PLEs because
Thank
Miss
you.
Jackson and the Bougie Bully are on their way to Saudi. You still got Bianca Belair and Jay Cargill on the way to Saudi. Thank you very much.
if I'm not mistaken, are they the first NXT superstars to go to Saudi?
Yes.
Yes,
Wow. And how long they been going to Saudi?
they've been going to Saudi for a few years now.
About 5 or 6 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
and not only are they the first NXT superstars, they're the first NXT women, black women, to
Yep.
go to Saudi.
Yep.
That's why I made sure to make sure it was superstars because that's just making me know the first two going are black women. Take
Yep.
that for data, as your man Fizz would say, Trill.
And
Yeah,
guess
right.
what? We come a long way since the first two pay-per-views inside it when they didn't even
Yeah,
allow women to wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that is true.
Shout out to the Natalia and
Lacey Evans.
and
And
Lacey
Lacey.
Evans in the first.
Hmm.
Yep, first ever. They crawled so these women now can walk. Um, this match is a toss up because the simple fact that Cargill and Belair have lost before in a multi tag team match for the championships on foreign soil. They lost that clash at the castle.
Hmm.
So there's a chance that these women can walk into Saudi as champions and walk out with nothing.
Yeah.
But looking at the field here, I'm still gonna go with Bianca and Jade I don't. Their time is coming, and when they lose those championships, those seeds will be planted. But right now, I got them winning. It's gonna be a good match. If I'm gonna pick a dark horse to win and shock the world,
Let me hear you say it.
like Alpha Fire and Isla Dawn did, I
You
got
saying?
Metaphor. I
There you
got
go.
Metaphor as the surprise dark horse to win these tag team titles and take them to NXT. And they can defend the titles at NXT. They'll put up the Raw, defend the titles on Raw, defend the titles on SmackDown. But I can see them winning these championships and taking them home to the NXT brand. Um, if Triple H wants to pull that swerve,
Yep.
but personally, I still got Jade and Bianca winning. Jade, what you think?
Hey, man, when I tell you, you need to get the hell out of my brain, get the hell out of my brain. Because, I mean, I'm going to be real with you. You know, considering the history, I feel like they're going to make Jade and Bianca like Sasha Banks. You can't get it right. Like, every time Sasha Banks win a title, she defend it, she lose. So every time Jade and Bianca get in a multi-woman match, that's the only way you can cleanly make them lose because they're powerhouses any other way. It
Yep.
wouldn't make no sense. You know, somebody would have to take out them two in order to make it a even playing field. So I really do have the NXT metaphor taking these titles. And the only reason I'm saying that because they've been showing up on every show. They've been showing up and showing out on their show. They've been on SmackDown almost every week. They've been on Raw almost every other week. So, you know, and then it's been a while since NXT had women tag team titles. Their women's division has a lot of teams in it as well. So they kind of
Mm-hmm.
need that over there.
Yeah, that's true. John, what you think?
What I think right now, we're going to see some performances, some breakout performances. I think Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are going to have a breakout performance. Chelsea
Hmm.
Green's finally going to get is slowly coming out of her shell. We're getting to see the Chelsea Green we know that we know, and now we're going to see a powerhouse match. EO and Kyrie are just going to show out. They're pros. They're going to show out. I expect nothing but greatness from Jade and Bianca. Strike two. But
Hey, you're ahead of
calling
me a little
for
bit.
I am calling for the ultimate upset, and the Meta Girls are bringing them belts back to the PC, and it is going to be a moment. Bueller, yes, yes!
Hey,
Oh,
I guess that tells the story of the baseball game.
hey.
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that for me.
Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. They just won the World Series. They got the redemption from the 2020 disrespect from the fans by saying their championship didn't count. Now the whole world could eat it because they actually won in front of fans. So there we go. You know, my Yankees, they tried. And again, Judge, Cole,
yeah,
these are all your faults. But anyway, back to Crown Jewel.
7-6.
Um, what
I
you
got
said,
that's
Don?
the main thing.
You going with the bougie badass?
I got the bougie bully. Give me,
You gotta give him a little time for it to settle in. You know, he got the jitters.
And
He about to pop some champagne.
no,
Wait.
if we give him time to settle in, we ain't gonna get through this show.
No,
So
we gonna go. But I got the Meta Girls pulling this out because I think they've been just putting in work, and I'm like, you telling Trail about Jakara Jackson. I've been watching her on Level Up for the longest, Smoke.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
She came a long way from being a valet. From when the Metaphor got put together last year, and I was still green, but she still had that athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
That athleticism and that power. And obviously you saw a lot of that during when she was in the Iron Survivor Challenge this past year. But this night is gonna, I think these girls are finna show everybody what Shawn Michaels has been cooking up in the lab in the PC for the last few years. And tomorrow and Saturday afternoon, these girls are bringing them belts back to the PC. They're gonna be defending them belts on all three brands, and I can't wait for it. And I'm happy for these queens because I'm calling my shot. I think the Meta girls take it home.
All right. Well, that's John's pick for that. The Metaphor girls are gonna pull the upset. Speaking of upsets, the next one is what we pretty much talked about earlier in the show on the Crash Out segment. Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. There's no stipulations. There's nothing, as my guy John's pouring up the champagne. Well deserved, by the way. It looks like apple cider, but I'm not going to hate.
You know what it is, Ralph.
John's not going to incriminate television. We already know that. Hey, moms.
Okay.
But
I got the Meta girl. I'm going for the Meta girls.
I got Bronson Reed getting this match over Seth Rollins because you did not build this guy up this far just to have him lose to Seth Rollins on the first match. I mean, I can see Bronson Reed losing if they go another round or two more rounds after this, and Seth, getting the ultimate payback at the end. But right now, I got Bronson Reed winning this match. And it's Seth Rollins is gonna put out all the stops, but it's not gonna be enough. Bronson Reed is on the roll. He's on the warpath of all warpaths. I said this months ago, fellas. He's on that Mark Henry Hall of Pain run right now.
Yes.
I do not see this man losing, so I got Bronson Reed. Jay Smug, what you think, man?
Man, I'm a go ahead and say I agree with you. Like I feel like this is gonna be a best of 3 series. It's gonna be kind of like Cody, Seth Rollins, because Seth don't know how to not hold a grudge, and Bronson is gonna beat the holy shit out of Seth Rollins. He's gonna put it like this. He's gonna get up from 3 stumps. And I don't think anybody has gotten up from 3 stumps besides Brock Lesnar. And he's gonna take probably 2 pedigrees, and he's not gonna know what to do with Bronson Reed. Not the first go around. So Bronson Reed is gonna give him at least 2 tsunamis, sit him on the shelf, and they're gonna do it again at main event, Saturday night main event.
Yeah. I can see that. John, what you think about Seth Rollins? Is he going to be a tsunami slayer, or is it going to be too much for him to overcome?
He's going to get Bronson Reed over. And that's not much because Bronson Reed is already over. This is going to be a great match for Bronson Reed finally be on. Because we haven't seen Bronson Reed on the PLE stage since Elimination Chamber last year. And we saw how he got eliminated. He got eliminated like a monster. He had to take a super kick. He had to take he got to take something from Johnny Gargano. He had to take something from Montez Ford. He had to take like 5 or 6 finishers just to get eliminated. So now he's finally got that stage to himself finally on a PLE where he's not sharing it with nobody. Mm-hmm. It's no triple threat with him, Sammy. Obviously, Queen of the Ring. He was in the triple threat with Sammy and Chad Gable. He's finally gonna have the spotlight to himself, and there's not a better damn partner for him to be in the ring with than Seth Rollins. Seth is going to lay it all out there. But I think at the end of the night, we're gonna be hearing a tsunami from Corey Graves or from Michael Cole because Bronson Reed's walking out of Saudi with that W, and he's gonna go put on some fresh J's and head back to the mainland or probably on the UK tour, feeling pretty good about himself.
Yeah. And
welcome to the club, brother.
Well, I feel like I'm hoping it's way better because I would love to hear him go tsunami.
Nobody better.
Hey, look, I was just about to say that. I was thinking that y'all boys be reading my mind. I don't know about this new cat that took Michael Cole place. But
Joe Tessitore is a legend. Obviously, you're a sports fan, Smoke. You know Joe Tessitore is a legend doing play-by-play. It didn't work out with him on Monday Night Football because I think basically because he had to carry a rookie in Jason Witten. But Joe Tessitore is the ultimate pro. And to me,
he's good. I like him.
Tess is taking the WWE like a fan. He talks about sneaking out of high school, ditching class to go see it out for an autograph signing with Big John Studd. Rest in peace. So, I mean, he's a fan, and I like what he's doing. And he's bringing the element of his storytelling when he's calling games, or I don't know if you've seen him, Trail, when he's been doing like the dude from the election, Steve Kornacki, when he does like all the percentages per state, he kind of does that for the Heisman Trophy. He used to do that for the Heisman Trophy, and he's bringing that type of sports storytelling to a business that's all about storytelling. I'm rooting for Tess, and to me, he's hit it out the park. I mean, his first night, nobody's first night is going to be perfect, but to me, ever since then, he's good. Look at the call. We talking about this match. He called Bronson Reed a hood ornament.
Yeah.
He's a good
man. Mean, I'm not saying he's a bad. I'm not. No, I'm giving him a chance. It's just you have some people that are good at being lead commentators, and you have some people that are good at being, that side commentator. Like I personally feel like Corey Graves is a good lead commentator. Michael Cole is a good commentator. Like it's just he doesn't give me that like welcome to Monday Night Raw. Like he don't give me that feeling.
Yeah, I get it, but Corey Graves he'll get his shine. Michael Cole's already said it. He's the future. Joe Testaverde, I like him because he's out of everyone else that's been there before him, like Kevin Patrick, the other guy that had called sports, he was ass. He didn't last long. Joe Testaverde, I like him because he actually shows emotion. I mean, don't let his voice fool you because it's different. But he shows emotion. When Jey Uso comes out, the first thing I noticed on this first day of the job, he was yeeting. So he had the foam hands. He was trying to get Wade Barrett to get in on the yeet. So he was already acting like a fan. He's the way he announces, the way he speaks, the way he carries himself. He's not going to be that over the top like a Jim Ross or like a Michael Cole. That's not his forte. He's literally like a sports analyst that's a fan of wrestling coming together and one guy calling, Monday Night Raw. He's going to give you a fan's perspective, but he also has that sports analyst, vibe to him. So I think it's different, but so far he's been a smooth transition. And I honestly haven't heard anyone, badmouth the guy. Usually when the Raw announcers suck, fans are like, "Oh, this guy's garbage. He makes the show, crap." Joe, he narrates like a sports analyst, but at the same time, he still gets that emotion of when something big goes down. So I think he'd be all right. You just got to give him some time. That's all. Just give the man some time. let's get him to a few more months under his belt. Give him a year because I think he'll last. He's him and Wade Barrett are good.
Mm-hmm.
I see symmetry with them.
Yeah, it's building. It's good. I think they'll be all right. So hey John, did you get your predictions on Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed already?
No,
Bronson
he
Reed.
didn't.
Bronson Reed.
Okay.
Bronson Reed.
Oh,
Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed's gonna, like I said, Bronson Reed's gonna get center stage. Steph's gonna, be Seth, but he's gonna have to eat a tsunami. He's gonna eat a tsunami, and it's gonna put Bronson Reed so over, dude.
yeah. All right. So the next one is triple threat match for the United States Championship. Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, and the Intercontinental Champion, Mr. L.A. Knight. Yeah.
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 I like how this has been going. It's like it's the best of 7 series featuring LA Knight. Andrade won the first 3 out of 7. He went on to face LA Knight. He lost. Carmelo won the last, went on to win the other 2. Went on to face LA Knight. He lost. They're supposed to have the finale, Game 7, with LA Knight as a special guest referee, which I was telling John this earlier, Jay, and let's see if you remember this one. The way this match is set up, when LA Knight was the special guest referee, didn't that remind you of a time back in the Attitude Era when Kane and The Undertaker did battle for the WWE Championship with Stone Cold Steve Austin as the special guest referee?
What?
And he pretty much stunned both of them and counted them out. It was like, and the winner of the match, Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's exactly what happened between Carmelo and Andrade with LA's referee. He screws them both and was like, and your winner is LA Knight. Yeah. So now Nick Aldis is like, all right, I'll fix you. Now it's a triple threat match. So now we at a spot, fellas, where Carmelo Hayes can actually pull the upset here and get that Game 7 victory over Andrade and pin Andrade without LA Knight getting the pin. He can pin Andrade, seals the deal with that, and could actually walk out of Saudi the WWE United States champion. And if he does, I'll be the first one on the next episode to tell Twitter fans, y'all can shut the hell up and trust the process of long-term booking when it comes to Carmelo Hayes. Jay, what you think, man? How do you think this triple threat is going to pay out? Who do you think is going to win?
Okay. First of all, I'm gonna say I remember that, but I'm gonna raise your Stone Cold Steve Austin situation to a SmackDown situation
Hey,
with
Nessa.
The Rock as the guest referee, with the British Bulldog versus Triple H.
Oh, yeah. It's like 1, 2. It doesn't matter if I count to 3.
Exactly.
Yeah?
And I think was that the same episode he did the smoothest people's elbow? I think so.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. What's up, Nessa?
Hey,
But
Trail. Nessa is one of y'all. Nessa's one of you, dog.
Excuse me?
She's a Yankees fan.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, hey, man, you have to specify. Hey, Nessa, it's okay. It's okay. We got it next year. We made it to the World Series. Aaron Judge woke up and started hitting a homer. So he found his mojo when it mattered. But I don't know about you, Nessa, but Garrett Cole, he gonna have to meet my fate in the locker room in the Bronx, because how you gonna be lazy going to the first plate? All right, nope, that's a different topic for another day on that one. But fuck Cole right now. Anyway, damn, Cole got me sidetracked. What are we talking about?
We're
Oh, I
talking
was
about
giving.
the rest of the United States title. And Nessa thinks LA, and Nessa, of course, co-host of the Humble Rose podcast with my boy King Dallas.
Okay.
Hey, I don't mind pop up on that show to let me know.
She she thinks LA Knight's dropping the belt for show. Continue, Mr. Trail.
Yeah, I think this all roads here leads to Carmelo. I think Carmelo's gonna win this match. I think he's gonna walk out the new United States champion. He's gonna be him, and we can put the rest of he's not being booked. Black representation is not being booked correctly. This was the plan all along, and it's not going to be because they're pushing the narrative. It's going to be because this was the plan. Because remember, shout out to the spaces we were listening to the other day. There was a reason why Carmelo Hayes was drafted number 1 in the WWE draft.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was the first pick. So you're not going to pick Carmelo Hayes at number 1 and not have the end game of him being a champion. He's been doing dark matches with Cody Rhodes. His first match on the job was against Cody Rhodes. So he's been in the main event scene off camera for months. So he was going to win the United States Championship eventually. And so for him to win it off of LA Knight, I think that's cool. Where does LA Knight go from here? Maybe he gets his rematch at Survivor Series or on SmackDown before Survivor Series. And then maybe we get that Game 7, official Game 7 when Carmelo defends against Andrade for the championship. And this time it could be on the PLE because now the United States Championship is on the line. So I can see that happening. But I do see Melo being him and winning the United States Championship. I think 6 months, 7 months after making his main roster debut on SmackDown. So it's all coming to plan, and I can see him walking into Vegas, the United States champion. John, what you think?
This is gonna be a good match. These dudes are gonna show up. The luchador high flying of Andrade, the athletic high flying of Melo, LA Knight just being a straight out brawler, and just a one cocky SOB. I think he's going to have the odds are against LA Knight. He's had a good run as champion. He's well deserved. We wanted this. Look, we wanted LA Knight to have this moment for the last year. We thought he should have won Money in the Bank last year. I remember Trevor, me and you had the joke where it was like, okay, Triple H won LA Knight, or was it and Vince won Logan Paul, or was it Vice and Vince won Logan Paul? But they settled on Damian Priest. But then LA Knight goes and wins the SummerSlam Battle Royal and gets the endorsement with Slim Jim. And then you fast forward to the Money in the Bank this year, he lost again. But then we all saw what was going on because he was playing the seats after Mania to face Logan Paul. And he finally got that moment at SummerSlam this year and is United States champion. But I think it's him time. It's him time. Not his time. It's him time. Melo. He's going to walk out of Saudi with that belt. And it's going to be another because I'm already, like I said, I got the Meta girls winning. I got Cody winning. Oh, we got 3 new black champions in one night.
Hey, Cody Rhodes is a resident black person, so he may win as well. But I still got Gunther winning that one. But you never know.
I'm sorry, Raheem. Sorry, Raheem.
Cody Raheem Rhodes is the funniest shit ever. Jay, you said what'd you think? You got Melo winning or who you got winning?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I got Melo winning because the same thing that you said. How do you draft a guy number 1 and not expect to put him in the main title picture soon? You know what I'm saying? So, it's you got to have a Game 7, and the most important way to have a Game 7 is on a pay-per-view with a championship. That is the appropriate way. I can see LA Knight getting his rematch on an episode of SmackDown and losing, and him focusing on the Royal Rumble to try to go after the Cody Rhodes for that main title. So that'll tie up ends with LA Knight, and then it's been far too long since Melo had some gold around his waist.
Yeah,
Far too long.
true. Speaking of gold, the men's Crown Jewel Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, WWE Champion versus World Heavyweight Champion. And we kind of, John already pretty much gave his prediction when he said that Gunther's going to win due to outside interference from Kevin Owens.
But I think he's gonna give. We're gonna see. I think this match is gonna start out. It's gonna play out like how. Obviously, I think KO's gonna interfere, but I think we're gonna get a flashback to them two in the Royal Rumble in 2023 when me and Trell was on our way to looking so fly and so far. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's how this match is gonna start. Gunther's gonna chop the what out of Cody's chest, but Cody's gonna hit him with some disaster kicks, some Cody cutters, give him some of them dusty Rose fists and those bionic elbows. But Gunther is gonna walk out with the gold, but he's gonna feel it. He's gonna feel some pain dealing with the King General.
Yeah. I think it's a toss-up for me because as WWE Champion, the WWE Champion never loses against the World Heavyweight Champion. Two, it's too early to have Gunther take an L. Because I had predicted this when he lost the Intercontinental Championship. He shouldn't take another L until he loses the World Heavyweight Championship once he ever got it. And now that he has it, I don't see him losing. And for the past couple of months, anyway, Cody's always been used to losing anyway. I think this will be where the feud with Kevin Owens, like we predicted, will pay off. And Cody Rhodes will lose because of Kevin Owens. And then Cody Rhodes can go on from there to face on Kevin Owens and, defend that championship. So I got Gunther winning it. So, Jay, who you got?
Honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. Hold on, I know it's a little noise in my bad, y'all. But
a lot of noise over here too. Trust and believe.
It's hard for me because it can play out many different ways because you have so many different factors here. If you want to go back to the Randy Orton and Gunther beef, if you want to go to the KO and Randy Orton match, it's playing a factor into this match. It's so many different variations, ways it can go, for as Gunther could take a L or Cody could take a L. To me, I mean, it was Cody doesn't need it. Gunther needs it more, if that makes any sense. Like he needs it because coming off that IC loss at Mania, he kind of haven't been as Gunther is as he was. He was looking more like Walter. If you ask me. So I'm kind of in the middle with this one. Like I can't give you a strong, accurate answer. Because the Cody crybabies, of course, are going to want Cody to win, and we know how the fans. We know how the fans play a factor into everything.
I don't know, man, because lately I haven't heard any Cody supporters. I've been hearing a lot of people shitting on Cody's title reign as WWE champion. So I haven't heard crybabies defend him. I haven't heard anyone defend Cody.
The space I was in yesterday, again, shout out the Black Wrestling Podcast. Great spaces every Tuesday. 3:30, 6:35 Eastern, 3:35 Pacific. Shout out to my girl. Shout out to the great Mimi and the whole crew, Corey. And obviously, this was a topic because Cody and shout out to Corey, the host, who was saying it. Cody and Roman are still tied at 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
And like we're gonna have to see that again eventually. But there's a lot of people like, why? Because we got Rock and Austin as a trilogy. We got Brock and Roman as a trilogy.
Yeah, but they spaced those out in years though. Except the first two, they went. I think like what back to back.
Yeah, the first two were Rock and Stone Cold went back to back. Like
yeah, so they can easily space that out.
Yeah,
because ain't no telling when Roman Reigns is gonna retire.
3 WrestleManias over 4 years. So what? WrestleMania 15, WrestleMania 17, and then obviously Austin's retirement match in WrestleMania 19. So
yeah, it was spaced out, but also we already got instilled in our brains that The Rock is gonna get that title match with Cody at WrestleMania.
Well, I heard rumors that he told WWE he's not. Yeah.
Yeah, so Rock might not make it, so it might be sooner rather than later. But getting Rock Roman 3 years straight, nah. I get what people are saying, but that trilogy doesn't have to happen 3 years in a row. You can space that out to another pay-per-view. You still got SummerSlam. You still got there's ways to get the next match, because we had it in Hollywood last year. We had it in Philly this year. There's no story right now for either one of them to get it at WrestleMania, because Cody was chasing Roman Reigns, he lost, and then he was on the warpath of getting his payback. Kind of like John Cena when he lost to The Rock. He spent that whole year, running the table, getting that payback at next year's WrestleMania. So I think it'll be a rinse and repeat, and fans are going to shit on it if it happens 3 years straight. Give us some time to breathe. Have Roman take care of the bloodline business, and then when that's all said and done, because I'm telling you, the bloodline stuff is not going to be over before WrestleMania, so there's no point of having Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes in Vegas, because we still haven't got Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. And people are dying to see that match at a WrestleMania. If they wait that long, that remains to be seen. But I don't see Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes Part 3 because, one, the bloodline thing. Two, I don't care what anyone says. I believe it when I see it, and when I don't see it when it comes to The Rock. So right now he says he can't make it, but we don't know. Plans may change. Filming might get wrapped up. Filming might get put on hold, and we'll see Dwayne at WrestleMania against either Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns. So, but whatever they do, we don't need a trilogy. We don't. Not right now. Let that marinate for another year.
I don't think it's happening at this Mania either.
Yeah, wait till SummerSlam later on in the year of next year and do it then, because it has to be on a big stage, or when they go to another country, another class at the castle or something earlier in the year when they go outside the U.S. You can do that match then. But right now, it doesn't. We already seen it twice.
Or you can save it for Riyadh. You can save it for Crown Jewel. You know. But WWE has done some crazy shit. They might do Roman and the Bloodline night 1 and Roman and Cody Rhodes night 2.
I mean, if you go do that, the only logical way is for Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble.
Which I see. I see that.
And which is going to be interesting because this is the first time Roman Reigns is entering the Royal Rumble since 2019. No, 2020. So that's been over 4 or 5 years that he's been in the Royal Rumble, and not defending a championship. So if he goes in the Rumble, what happens in the Rumble? Does he get eliminated? If he does, by who? Does he win? Because that's the only way I see him getting that rematch is if he win, but that's too easy of a choice. So I think someone's going to eliminate him, and I think it's either going to be The Rock or Jacob, maybe.
I think
But
it's Jacob.
Yeah, I don't see him going against Cody.
I think it's CM Punk.
I see CM Punk winning the Chamber and
Oh no, we don't need no more CM Punk.
Championship.
He need to stay away from cages as much as possible.
Yeah, true. Because I think the match is gonna be CM Punk and Seth Rollins. So it depends. It remains to be seen if the World Heavyweight Championship gets defended in the Elimination Chamber and Punk walks out, and he can defend that against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. But that match will be Seth Rollins and CM Punk. It remains to be seen if the championship is going to be involved or not.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you win a Rumble, the championship kind of got to be involved. It'll make more sense.
Yeah, if he wins, I'm saying that if he doesn't win the Rumble, that match with him and Seth Rollins is going to happen regardless.
Yeah, that's gonna be night 2 action right there for sure.
So it's just the fact of the matter is CM, if Punk doesn't win the Rumble, is he going to the Elimination Chamber and win the title? Because I'm pretty sure the World Heavyweight Championship is going to be defended in the Chamber and not the WWE Championship. But who knows? I mean, they do a whole lot of cross branding, so who knows? It could be the WWE Championship for all I know. But speaking of the Bloodline, the last match, well, this match hasn't really been made official, but the graphic is there. And based on the spoilers that WWE dropped, it looks like this is what we're going to get. We're going to get the OG Bloodline versus the new Bloodline. Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns and the Usos versus what I think is going to be Solo, Jacob, and Tama Tonga with Mr. The Samoan Botch is going to be on the outside.
He needs to be. He fucking needs to be. I'm so sick of him.
I think we all.
You sick of who, Smoke? You sick of who, Smoke?
Tama Tonga, yeah. Tama Tonga. I'm about to call him the other name.
No, wait, actually, no. I was right. It was Tonga Loa, Mr. Botch.
Yeah, Tonga Loa.
He's botching all right.
But
how the hell you botch to jump over the barricade?
Yep. I said this multiple times that Roman Reigns needs to take a loss on their first encounter with the Bloodline. Mm-hmm. Him and Cody won.
All right.
So that's one. So this one, Solo needs to win. It's another backup into the corner because Solo can't take many L's, and two, are you going to have Roman Reigns lose? And I would say Jimmy would take the pin because he ain't pinning Roman Reigns anytime soon. That's for sure.
He ain't pinning Jay neither.
Exactly. So I know this is going to end at War Games. So I don't know if they're going to have Solo lose here and then have his team win at War Games, or if they should do what my idea is, have Solo and his crew win the first shot to pretty much solidify Solo as the new tribal chief, and then Roman Reigns gets his get back at Survivor Series because they're still outnumbered. Because you still got Tonga Loa that can run interference and cost them the match, so they're still outmanned 4-man to 3, and then from there maybe bring in Sami Zayn if they're really going to go with the Sami Zayn route, or they bring in a new member of the OG Bloodline to come in. but I think Solo and the new bloodline will win. What you think, Jay?
Um. Okay. Don't hate me for this one. I see the new bloodline winning. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, my bad. But I see the new bloodline winning, and the match is not over because this would be the main event. I would say it'd be the main event, right? Paulie comes back, and as the OG bloodline is getting their ass whipped, Paulie comes back and he brings that new bloodline member with him,
Um,
and that would set up War Games.
I
Hmm.
did hear about that. That when Paul Heyman comes back, he's not coming back alone.
Because you gotta think about it. Solo force, you know, Solo kind of forced that hand. You kind of got to get somebody to take care of that situation.
Yeah,
So if you got to go make a deal with a demon that'll be loyal to whoever bring him in the game, then make that deal.
yeah. I mean, uh, yeah. John,
It's
which bloodline you think is winning?
This is gonna be. I can't wait for this. I really think this match has match of the year quality. I think. I think the OG bloodline gets the job done. Um, but I can see I can see Solo and his crew winning. But like we've been talking, like Roman do got take some L's to look kind of vulnerable though, right?
Exactly, because he needed help. Jimmy shows up. They needed help. They got Jay. They still need help to balance out this bloodline thing. So maybe they try to recruit Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn's like, you know what? I don't want no part of this at all. And Paul Heyman, being the wise man, makes his appearance finally. Like, my tribal chief, my real tribal chief, I got you. And who knows who it's gonna be? I'm hoping it's Zilla, but we haven't heard of
God.
him being signed. Booker T's still working on it, from what I've heard, and now that
it's funny you
his
bring that up.
company, his company has now aligned themselves with WWE as a part of that new developmental
Mhm.
program.
Yep.
So a
But
lot
I
of
feel like
Booker
they
T,
always been part of it, right? Because a
no,
No,
lot
Booker
of the
T always
people.
had his own. He
he
just
take
usually Booker T always had that word of mouth, like, "Hey, check out this guy from my school," or check out
Mhm.
Roxanne Perez. She's from my school. I trained her. Give her a shot, and he'll help them in. Now with this partnership under WWE, they're gonna have their talent scouts out there at Booker T's place. So pretty much Booker T is gonna be the segue of getting people in. So if he can get Zilla to sign, well, to be in reality of wrestling, that's gonna open doors of WWE exposure. And if Booker T can convince Triple H to bring him on board, there's your missing piece. And it will make sense because he can go straight out to Solo and be like, "You ripping off my dad's stuff."
Yep.
By the way, Rikishi's promotion is also involved in this WWE deal as well.
Really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he announced it today. Seth
So
Rollins' school is also going to be involved with this. And we are
You said Seth Rollins school?
Seth Rollins has his black and his school that he has in Iowa where him and Becky Lynch stay. His
Mm-hmm.
school will be part of this indie collab with WWE. We already said reality of wrestling gonna be there.
Holy shit. I'm liking
yeah,
this.
yeah. So they're fishing the pool, and I eventually Zilla has to be on his way in. I don't know what's the holdup Well, we
I
don't know
think it's
because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But
well, wouldn't it be the contract situation? Him walking out on MLW like that?
he's already given. I think he's already canceled. Last time I heard, he had already canceled dates with MLW anyway.
Nah, he he
So
he broke his contract and they let him. They kind of like put him on blast for that.
I mean, yeah, but eh, WWE take care of him if they really wanted him. So
Yeah.
that's not whatever money he'll owe in a lawsuit, they'll pay that. Um, but if all right, John, I heard that. Um, but damn, I do not. I'm gonna call out for work tomorrow. I am not going to work.
I'll be good. I'll be good by tomorrow. So I'll sleep it off.
No, I ain't talking about you. Shit, half the females at that job gonna be on my ass
Oh,
because
hey, Smoke. Hey, Smoke. Check this out.
What you
Our
got?
boy right here, I gotta respect him for being loyal to his soil because he's a Yankees fan. We all
Mhm.
had Friday for game one. They had everyone come in their Dodgers drip, but our bosses gave him an exception, said he can wear his Yankees stuff because they knew he's a Yankees fan. They had us take a
Mhm.
picture. He was right in the middle. Everybody was looking at this dude like you're the ops. And then he took a picture solo, and you had a bunch of people taking pictures with the thumbs down in the picture. But Terrell was loyal to the bit though. He was loyal to the bit for real.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm always against the grain. I'm the defiant, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Randy Orton type. I it was either a call out or I was wearing my jersey, and I did that. So I'm gonna go to work tomorrow. It's gonna be my Friday because I'm off Friday. So I'm gonna go in there, and
By
I'm
the
like,
way,
hey,
it kind of sucks now because that's the day of the parade.
what Friday?
Yeah. But it's close. Crazy part, it's actually close to our job.
Hey man, listen, I'm not even gonna be around. So you want to deck out? That's on you. That's on
Don't
you.
worry.
Know,
I'm
the
not
boss
going
will
down to
hold it down.
Dodger Stadium, but I'll check. I'll be on Grand Street for a minute. They ain't gonna miss me.
But yeah, man. So I think we all agreed here that we got the new Bloodline winning this. This will eventually do carry on to War Games. Roman Reigns did win the first shot with Cody. Solo has to get back on this one, and ultimately Roman Reigns will get the final decision here. Whether or not The Rock shows up, that remains to be seen. Because The Rock has said that, and WWE has confirmed that here and there, The Rock will still be involved with Bloodline business, and he said himself he's Bloodline, and he will be involved. So at any given time, you'll see The Rock pull up. To end Crash Out before we get to calling out names, the fans have been crashing out lately. One, which is what we already talked about, the Samantha Irvin Sutton departure from WWE,
Mm-hmm.
which actually people were blaming Ricochet, people were blaming Triple H for dropping the ball, not wanting to pay her, or supposedly it was a contract dispute. People blaming Ricochet because he's the husband, he wanted her to do whatever. Uh, Samantha Irvin set the record straight to one of the fans on Twitter by saying that she didn't like announcing. Um, she wanted to be an active, on-scene character on TV. Clearly, WWE had other ideas and liked her to be as an announcer. She said she didn't like it. She hated it.
Mm.
And for her to be a true soldier all this time and be good at something that she hates, that's a big testament on her because she took one for the team. She put her pride to the side, and eventually, whatever she got going, she's like, I'm out. I don't want to do this no more. So, with that being said, we can all, ease up on Ricochet. We can all ease up on Triple H. this woman quit on her own because it wasn't her dream. It wasn't something she wanted to do. It's she betted on herself. It's like I don't want to do this. This is not what I want to do. I always want to do something else. I hate announcing, so whatever she got going on, it made it easy for her to leave. Right. Um, AJ Styles,
Mm.
he's been injured. Uh, he injured himself on his debut on his return match, and has been
Yeah,
on the show.
sucks.
So now we just got through. We just had Bound for Glory this past Friday, and every year
Good
Bound for
event.
Glory is their WrestleMania in TNA. That's their holy
Yeah.
grail. That's their main show. That's their big time moneymaker. And just like WWE, they also have a Hall of Fame ceremony. Now, it's not rumor, it's been confirmed that AJ Styles was supposed to be the headliner of TNA's Hall of Fame at Bound for Glory for getting for being in the Hall of Fame because he's a TNA legend. AJ Styles didn't show up, he wasn't cleared to go. People on the internet automatically start bashing Triple H, saying, this is petty. That man deserved it. He should be there. This is on Triple H. Blah 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 blah. AJ Styles had to set the record straight to these fans crashing out by saying that as of right now, given any contract talks or whatever he has coming up, he's still an active wrestler in WWE and basically an active wrestler, period. He went on to say that the Hall of Fame should only go out to people who, are retired, no longer active.
Huh?
Yeah. So he
Okay.
declined, AJ Styles declined the TNA offer
Mm-hmm.
because he's still an active wrestler.
Oh, okay.
So fans can stop coming at Triple H saying, he's not letting him do this because AJ Styles was part of the video tribute to Bound for Glory.
Right.
AJ Styles has been a part of many. He was a part of the video tribute when TNA had their anniversary. I can tell you, John.
He,
Hold on. He paid tribute then. So, and obviously, given the WWE TNA crossover, why would Triple H say no? I don't want AJ Styles showing up to TNA for a Hall of Fame. It's like
exactly.
come on.
Exactly.
He respects the business. He respects people who are Hall of Famers before him. When he's all said and done, he will come back for the Hall of Fame watch. But he said, with all due respect, until further notice, I'm still an active wrestler, and I'm not taking that. And that's why Rhino wound up being one of the headliners of the Hall of Fame and not AJ Styles. Jay, what's your opinion on that? And then I get the job.
My opinion on I respect what AJ did. AJ wants to. Honestly, I think AJ, when he's done with WWE, he's gonna go back to his roots in TNA and do like a farewell kind of tour in TNA. Maybe one or two matches, ending with a match at Bound for Glory, against probably another, guy like Frankie Kazarian or somebody that was there since day one with him. And
Mm-hmm.
then, that can be his Hall of Fame retirement match. It only makes sense to me that it goes that route. So, with everybody blaming Triple H, like, why blame Triple H? They got so many deals right now, so many crossovers, so much NXT talent, and so much TNA talent showing up on each, the opposite shows, to where it's like, how can you even blame this man for that? That's
Right.
like, it's insane. Sometimes you have to not look deep into what people, the podcasters, or and I know I'm saying this because we podcasters, but some of those diehards are messy people. You want to say their feelings upon it, don't look too deep in it. You got to see what's in the proof, what's in the writing itself, and that's with everything in life.
Mm-hmm.
So I think AJ Styles did the right thing. He could go out on his own terms because again, he's not ready to leave the wrestling business yet.
I mean, he was, and it's ironic because when he came back, it was supposed to be a storyline retirement tour for AJ Styles. He was. It was supposed to have been a setup to supposedly him retiring. Whether he retires or not, we don't know. But this was supposed to have been the teaser run of him retiring. So the fact that now he's actually on the shelf, ain't no telling what's gonna happen next. John, what you think about AJ Styles setting the record straight and letting these crashers know mind your business?
I had no problem with it because I'm with AJ. I mean, not everyone wants to be inducted. And let me say this: a lot of people feel like when you hear that they get inducted while they're active, it feels like sometimes that they feel like they're getting put out the pasture. Yeah, we're like, look, me and you were at we were at SoFi WrestleMania weekend last year as they celebrated Rey Mysterio going in the Hall of Fame. We saw Rey Mysterio compete in a match against his son. It's so I had no problem with AJ saying, "Look, I still got some more. I still got some miles in the tank." And I have my hand up because you talk about AJ being a part of other stuff TNA has done in the past to honor the past. They obviously they inducted Bob Ryder, the late Bob Ryder, in the Hall of Fame, who was the OG, the architect of the IWC. So and AJ was a part of that tribute because he was an integral part in the birth of TNA. Obviously, Jeff Jarrett, his father Jerry Jarrett, and then Bob Ryder and Bob Ryder. And Bob Ryder was one of the architects of internet wrestling news. So I had no problem with AJ saying, "Look, I got a few more miles than you. Then y'all can give me my flowers. But right now, today just ain't the day. And when I feel like the time is right, I know who to call."
Ghostbusters. All right. Yeah, that pretty much concludes Crash Out Wednesday. Um, now we're gonna start with John's favorite segment. I'm gonna let John handle this because this is his forte, and then from there we're gonna get up out of here because this has been a good topic, and I still got work tomorrow, and I still got Dynamite to catch up on. Take it away, John.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the last segment of the night. Often imitated, never duplicated. It's our boy Dolly's favorite segment. Shout out to Uncle Dome Mike, Too Much Game Podcast, Townhouse Media Family. Some people say stuff in this wrestling world that we got to call out, and some people say stuff that just don't make no sense. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for calling out names. And shockingly, I don't have anybody really for calling out names, but I'm gonna do a salute to CMJ. But I'm gonna say, a shout out to the Usos for obviously bringing the beef. I know bringing it back the family, trying to bring the family back together. I'm gonna call out people who think this is too soon. I'm like, it's never too soon. There's nothing ever too soon with the bloodline. Yeah, if I ain't realized that in 4 years, they could put some. They could walk around with a brown paper bag and people are still gonna have the ones up. So it ain't gonna matter. I'm happy to see Jimmy and Jay unite, but I'm intrigued to see where this goes for Jay. But shout out to the Usos. But that's right. So shout out to the Usos for being back, and hopefully maybe we'll get an Uso penitentiary real soon.
Yeah. I don't have any call out names either. I don't even have a shout out to be honest with you. But I will have Jay did bring to my attention in the group chat, and I haven't seen TNA yet. Well, it hasn't aired till tomorrow. Uh, Chris Bay of ABC suffered an
Prayers.
injury on the taping after Bound for Glory, the Impact after Bound for Glory taping that's going to air tomorrow. He suffered an injury, a neck injury. So there is a GoFundMe going out for him. So I think that's, I guess I'll shout out to everyone involved in that because it's not often people do that for wrestlers nowadays. And the fact that, I'm not going to say he's not a big star, but he's a big star in the indies. But as far as, major company wise, he's not. But, you hate to see people go through life-changing, career-changing injuries like that. I haven't seen it, and it remains to be seen if TNA is going to show it. And if they do, I'll watch with the grain of salt. But he's alive. He's still breathing. So that's a plus to that. So hopefully he goes on a speedy recovery, and hopefully it's not career ending. And one day he'll get back in the ring. Jay, you have anyone? Oh, yeah.
Before you go, hold on, Smoke. Before you go to Smoke, of the follow up on that, I went on the GoFundMe. Shout out to Adam Copeland. I'm not putting. I mean, this is a public note, so I just was intrigued to see that the GoFundMe is the raise of $100,000 for Chris Bay. When last time I checked, they were already at 77,000. 10,000 of that alone came from Adam Copeland. You had 5,000 coming from Scott D'Amore. I think you had like 2,500 came from Cody. You had 2,000 from this person. So they really rallied around. I've seen that AJ Francis is donating his infamous over the top rope botch jersey up for auction. That TNA's doing an auction next Friday to raise money for Chris Bay's medical expenses. Tasha Steeles is auctioning off her Ultimate X gear and her Ultimate X gear for auction. So salute to all those who really answered the call, and prayers for Chris Bay, and also prayers for Vel Kingo. He got injured that same night, injured his knee, but he's back in Mexico being treated by his personal physicians and everything. But
yeah, he'll be fine.
It's called wrestling fake. These dudes go through some real nice stuff. So prayers that Chris Bay gets the proper medical treatment he gets, and we'll see him down the road. But salute to everybody who's helped and trying to help him and his family get through this challenging time. Go ahead.
Right, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I want to add to that. Shout out to everybody that donated to Chris Bay, man. Speedy recovery prayers go out to you. And for everybody that says wrestling is fake, this is a clear indication that the storylines and stuff might be fake, but the actual injuries and the pain that these people that are characters take, is real. So shout out to everybody that donated to Chris Bay. But I kind of want to call out two people because it's kind of crazy. You see people like Christian donating $1,000. Cody Rhodes even donating $2,000. Shout out to those guys as well. It doesn't matter what promotion you're in. Wrestling is still a family. But I gotta call out my dog Ortiz. I don't know your relationship with Chris Bay like that, but come on, man, $10. $10.
Not Ortiz. Are you talking about LAX
Yes.
AEW Ortiz?
Yes.
No, we did.
Yes.
I know they say any amount counts, but
come on, man, $10.
When you got contracts and stuff like
Santana, talk to your boy, dog.
Hey, they ain't cool. What you mean?
Right, I'm about to say they ain't cool.
I know what I said.
I know what I said.
Oh,
they ain't
man,
cool.
somebody gonna talk to him. Eddie Pinkston. Come on, man. He could have kept that anonymous, bro.
Right.
You kept that one anonymous or kept that to yourself. When you got guys, like you said, you got Edge giving away 10s. Now, Edge is in a whole different tax bracket. Let's be clear. But you got Edge and Cody in a whole different tax bracket. And so is Christian Cage. But you got Scott D'Amore giving up a lot of coin. I saw
Scott
gave coin.
Yeah.
Pretty much
All right.
everybody is giving in the thousands, except for Ortiz and Santana giving up 50. And I'm trying to see who Vincent Pierre is. He gave 20. You know,
Never heard of
so it's like, okay, I get it, but you guys are, y'all have contracts. Y'all could give at least 5 to 200. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is somebody y'all worked with, and despite storylines or whatever, I know y'all still, some of y'all are still cool. Because imagine if it happened to you.
how Santana gonna walk through there knowing that he did, man. A
Easy.
lot of
He's a
people
New
look at him
Yorker.
with a side like, oh, really?
Easy. 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 That's nothing. All they can say is, hey, it's the thought that counts. I put in something. I ain't got to put in $1 million like everybody else. So I get
No,
it.
man.
We all gonna talk smack about it, but hey, I get it. I get it. That's what it is. Who's your other call out, Jay?
Oh no, that was everybody. That
Oh,
was
Ortiz
everybody.
Santana. So you pretty much call LAX out. Got it. All right,
Yeah, I
cool.
call LAX out, and I don't know who Vincent Pierre is, but this was pretty much a shot of all wrestlers, you know, and what they
All right.
gave.
I don't count another man's pockets, but come on, y'all know better. Y'all know better.
Hey,
Y'all know better.
I'll never. I never. Because there's a lot of
I
people
never.
go to church. There's a lot of people go to church put in $1. So I ain't gonna say anything. Um.
Trust me, I know.
Well, yeah, yeah. You be counting the pockets, huh, John? But anyway,
No, I
um.
can't. No, I can't do that. I ain't gonna do that.
I can see you now. Come on, brother. Really?
I just collect. I just collected and let the finance committee do that.
If y'all don't know, John's a deacon at his church, so that's why I said that. Like he be looking at that collection plate and looking at everybody else like, I picked up your brother last night on the gurney, and you only gonna donate $1? All right.
I let people live in this day and age with electronic with electronic transactions, anything, people bound to give
Man, let
anything.
me find out a church takes Zelle.
They do.
Listen.
They
They
do.
do. I'm about to
My
tell you,
mom,
churches take
my
sale.
mom's online church takes Zelle or
Yeah.
Cash App. One of
We
them
take
things.
we do cash out for my pastor support, but we do like for the regular offering and stuff. We got the Tidely app. There's a Giveify app. Some like Smoke says. Some people do Zelle. Some people do Zelle. Some people do Cash App. But it was made as a resource that we used during the pandemic that
Right.
we kept, and it was actually started before that because we started having like we got the little card reader machines because a lot of people don't like writing checks, a lot of people don't like giving cash, some people just like swiping their card. So we ended up doing the debit card, having the debit card readers in church too.
But I be damned.
That's crazy. The church upgraded to
Church-
collect money, but still don't fix the doorknob. But anyway, shout out to Steve Harvey for that joke. Because that joke is forever funny.
It's a stressful thing sometimes.
So we're gonna get up out of here. Took up a lot of people's time, but hey, when we talk wrestling, if you ain't with it, no one told you to tune in. So we gonna get up out of here. This has been episode 5 of the Sports4U Wrestling Podcast. I'd like to take the time to thank Jay for pulling up. Thanks to Nessa for pulling up. Yeah, just let me know when you want to synchronize a collab. I'll be a guest if John isn't available because John has more stuff to do than I do sometimes. So more likely to be a weekend. So I'll just let me know. Lay, Christy, everyone else that was listening. Um, as always, the homie John. That's my guy. Congrats again to the Dodgers. I'm not gonna be those sore losers like everybody else is. I knew they was gonna win this because it was just a better team won and the true MVP showed up. Um,
All y'all gotta do now is just focus on bringing back Soto. That's all I can tell you, bro.
Hey, man, he's the reason why we was in the World Series in the first place. We're going to get up out of here again. Thanks to everyone for showing up. Follow us at Sports4U Wrestling on Twitter at S4U Wrestling. Like, share, subscribe to the Sports4U podcast, wrestling podcast channel here. Share that like, leave a comment. Let us know how we did. Let us know what was your favorite topic. And we will see y'all next Wednesday for pretty much the Crown Jewel recap and pretty much probably some Dynamite recap, depending on what happens tonight. So on behalf of Trey, on behalf of John, I'm Trell. We will see y'all on the next time. Y'all have a good night. Be safe out there if y'all in the LA area. Everybody else, have a good night.
Go Dodgers!